Hi there everybody, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about our new features that are coming in our new software, LuaScript. Hi everybody, welcome back and thank you very much for joining us today. Today's quite a monumentous day for us today. We're quite excited to be sharing a walkthrough of our new software, LuaScript. Today we're going to be talking you through some of the features that are already ready to go when we actually ship this software for its beta release to the public. So without further ado, let's get started looking. So the first on the list is really Script Assist. Script Assist is our code completion assistant. There is a menu that is right next to your cursor as you're developing your script. It's context aware, so it's very aware of exactly what you have available and what you don't have available. For instance, after certain characters such as an assignment, or maybe you're at the very beginning of a statement, or maybe you're in a function block that doesn't include some variables but does some others, and will include those or not include those appropriately. Let's take a quick look. So straight away, as we start coding, our Script Assist window pops up and displays all of the options that we have available. It's quite convenient in this case because actually I want to declare a local variable. So the first item I've got there is local. If I type in L, it will display all of the items that have an L in it until I carry on and it narrows it down to the item that I actually want. If it's selected, I can just hit tab and it will just pick out that particular element that's in the Script Assist window. In this case, local. I want to say that I want to do local variable A. At that point, Script Assist has already done its job. Now, alongside Script Assist is our Issues panel. And Issues panel is another friend of ours that sat alongside us, helping us out to make sure that our script is as legitimate and error-free as possible. So, for instance, if I was to assign in a comment delimiter, which is obviously a software error, at that point our issues panel is going to display to us that we have two issues at that point. It's identified two particular problems with the script, mainly the fact that it's a software error, we can't actually have a comment after an assignment operator. That's obviously a Lua syntax error, and we'll allude to us to clean that up. So let's assign the value of 1 to that, and of course our issues go away and so does the red under highlighting as well. That then also brings me on to the Lua compiler. So the Lua compiler is the software element that really is driving a lot of this information. The Lua compiler is sat in the back end and is the status of which is also displayed in the bottom right hand corner of the screen that you can see as well. That goes from connected to checking, of which is sending all that information in your script over to the compiler and is crunching that and understanding exactly what you've written to be able to provide meaningful results to drive both Script Assist and the Issues window. So the Issues window at that point is displaying all the information from the Lua compiler to identify all the issues to do with your script that you wouldn't normally find out about until you've actually run your script. Now we all know that code also has branches within it, of which we know that they don't always run. So you could run a script a million times over and one particular area of the code doesn't get touched until it does, and unfortunately that's the one that's usually got the error within it. Our Lua compiler is able to understand every single branch of code and can identify issues before you actually run it. That's really important because what it can go and do is highlight to you issues to do with your script as you're developing it. Not once you've developed it and you've shipped it, you've sent it to people, or even worse, you're really dependent upon it for a particular task and that critical moment it dies. The Lua compiler really does have your back in that case and will identify these issues as you're developing it, in the point whereby you've not yet shipped it, which is critical. The Lua compiler also turns vanilla Lua into type deduced Lua. So a range of languages have already tried to do type deduction, and a lot of them quite successfully. One example is obviously Microsoft's TypeScript. So TypeScript took JavaScript and made almost like a super language, of which has these what they call type annotations, where they've changed the language into something slightly different, where you can decipher exactly what particular type something is. So we can say we have a variable A, and we're going to say explicitly in code that this is a number. The LuaScript compiler goes one step further in this case and takes your vanilla Lua, of which does not define types, and implicitly deduces all of your types. So it can identify exactly what type a particular variable is based upon the items that have been assigned to it. I'll give you an example in this case. So if we hover above our local variable A, we'll be able to see that our context menu then pops out to say, well, it'll pop over to say, yeah, we have a variable A and it has a type of number. It knows that because it's been assigned a number to it. And equally, if I was to therefore decide to declare another variable of identify B and assign A to it, I could also see that B then displays that, hey, I'm a number as well. It knows that because the Lua compiler has been able to deduce its types from one to the other. Now again, the Lua compiler then comes hand in hand with the issues panel again, because at the point whereby we're way down our script and maybe we've handed a variable from one function to the next, and maybe you're in a callback of which you aren't aware of because you know maybe a few Lua scripts away, and we then decide to make a slight error in our typing, and we say that local B equals A, but then B later equals the string of A. At that point, the Lua compiler knows that that's an error. It's already been assigned the type number, and therefore from that point onwards, every assignment into that variable should expect to also be a number. And if it isn't, then it will throw up an error and tell you about it, which again is really, really powerful. Again, one of the really useful things that our Lua compiler can do for you. Once you've actually got to all of the end of all of your issues, and for instance, let's say we have a particular statement here that can then print out B, you can therefore directly within LuaScript's IDE, you can then go ahead and run your particular script. There are no issues, so let's go and run that script, and at that point it then comes out and tells us that we have the value of 1 within B, which is exactly what we expected to see. Coming very, very soon out of LuaScript and is currently in development at the moment is our visual debugger. So couple all of these features alongside an option to debug your scripts directly within the Lua IDE. The LuaScript IDE is super, super powerful. We're very, very excited to share that debugger with you, and another video will come out as soon as that is ready. So finally, really, there's just a few more things to touch on, and that's obviously the use cases. So where will you use LuaScript and how will you use it? Well, maybe you're a hobbyist and you just write up a few scripts here and there to be able to test something out. Maybe you're quickly testing up something almost as if you need a REPL. That's totally possible in the way in which LuaScript is exactly now. As soon as we ship LuaScript over to luascript.dev, you'll have that functionality available to you as soon as it is available. Maybe also you have a product, a hobby product, or maybe you're a freelance developer, for instance, who's writing your own scripts, maybe against some framework. I don't know, Lua Torch or maybe Sailor MVC. Love2D is also a very popular framework for Lua as well, and there's a whole host of these frameworks which are available, and of course you'll have many scripts for that. We're developing a sync client that will actually run on your machine and upload all of your scripts in real time directly to the LuaScript IDE, and keep those scripts on your machine and also in the cloud and available to you on luascript.dev's IDE in sync, so you can develop in both areas, which therefore means that you can leverage all of the abilities within the IDE and have your scripts locally, which again is a really powerful feature. And finally, maybe you're a Lua developer working for a large corporation or a games developer, and you potentially want to take LuaScript and put that into your product. Well, the good news is that LuaScript is perfectly component based. It follows a component based architecture, which means that you can just take the LuaScript IDE as a component and place it directly into your product, therefore providing LuaScript to both your developers and also potentially your customers as well. That's it from me for the moment. Very excited to ship this to you in the coming weeks. Head over to luascript.dev, www.luascript.dev, and sign up to our mailing list there for more information. Be the first in the know. And finally, as always, LuaScript actually drives our product script. So if you are into financial market trading at all and you want to put all of these really good Lua skills to very good use, head over to www.script.trading and find out exactly how you can code up our algo to make your trading plan an algorithm. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been super exciting to share all this information with you. Get in touch with us, subscribe, comment in the video, and we'll certainly see you ready for the next video. Take care and see you soon.